Hey, good evening, y'all. It's a balmy 88 degrees here in the greatest state. Yeah, probably around 7:30 or so. Um, Man, I had some random thoughts today. And in my effort to continually make you question reality, I'm going to drop a couple of bombs on you that maybe you haven't considered. So, if you know, you know. And when I refer to that, I'm talking about Q. Um, we were told that this is all a show. It's a movie. Pop some corn. It's a movie. Sit back, enjoy it. Pop some corn. Nightmares chasing a grasshopper. Anyway, so let's just assume that that's true. So if this is all a show, let's look at the Biden speech again. Maybe these are good actors that are pretending to be Joe Biden. I mean, if you even consider what this supposed Ashley Biden said as being true about Biden having died 4 years ago, and this is his twin or clone, or, as some people have said, or whatever. Maybe this is all a show. Maybe that red background wasn't some kind of extreme authoritarian, sorry, I almost said that wrong, authoritarian bullshit. I mean, with the fake Marines and all, it was a green screen, obviously. They do a lot of green screens because they're not, I don't think they're in the White House, man. I really don't. I believe this is literally a soundstage. And why would they go to the extreme of showing the red background? To start conditioning these fucking sheeple to the fact that we're dealing with pure mother freaking evil. The red background would kind of like instill that in their minds, especially more freaking Dems were watching that speech than anybody else. And if there was subliminal, say there was subliminal, there, I actually said that word right. Shit. Digitally programmed subliminal messages, triggers, whatever you want. Now we know freaking libs are more triggered than anybody. In fact, being a Democrat, if you're a Democrat vegetarian, you're basically mentally fucked. if you look at the statistics anyway, because mental fucking illness, big time in Dems, mental illness, 40% greater chance of having it if you don't eat a proper diet, which includes meat. So getting back to what I was saying, it's possible that part of the show is to deprogram it. And maybe that's the reason the whole green screen. So we're watching a show. But Jim, they're going to hire 87,000 freaking IRS agents with guns. Well, that's the other thing I was thinking about today. What if those 87,000 IRS agents are part of the plan? Maybe they're not. And nobody has even considered this, which I find amazing. Nobody escapes nobody was another thing that Q Drop said. Nobody escapes nobody. Nothing can stop what's coming. Nobody escapes nobody. And what if all elected officials and their families were required to be audited? Actually, all government officials, it should be audited every 2 years. What if? Imagine the fucking army of auditors you would need just for Congress and their families alone. You're not talking one auditor per, you're talking several because of the fucking bullshit that they've gotten into. And when I say several per, I'm saying because you gotta audit the, say, congressman, or say you audit Pelosi, you gotta also audit her husband, you gotta audit their children, and you gotta audit every fucking living relative that they got. Think about the fucking human power that would require. Actually, I think it'd be more like IRS women, because in the course of my life, women seem much more into the whole accounting thing. And I don't mean to sound like a sexist, even though I know that kind of is. Women just have, it's been my experience that women have a better control over numbers. Personally, I can't stand numbers. Numbers are a big pain in the ass. But see my point? What if? What if this is a show? What if we're the only ones that realize it? What if, because we didn't watch that shit, because we didn't get jabbed, we didn't pick up on the subliminal programming? And that's what TV's about. If you don't think propaganda, the propaganda that Barry Soetoro, aka Obama, and Big Mike did the EO for during, was it the NDA, when they signed the NDA back in, I think it was 2010 or 2012, something like that. They signed an NDA, I think it was 2012, that Barry signed the NDA that allowed for propaganda in our country. And if you tell that to a normie, the normie's going to shut down and turn into fucking Agent Smith right before your eyes, because they're not going to believe it. Because every time they change the channel to a different network news program, they're getting the same fucking information. So how could it possibly be wrong? How could that be propaganda if they're all given the same information? Because even Fox is controlled by them, by money. Fox is as much a part of this as the nurses that carried out the orders of the doctors that killed people when they put them on ventilators for no reason other than to collect a paycheck and to allow them to die alone. Everybody involved in this that willfully went along with orders because they thought they were helping the people. Yeah, they knew they weren't, but they went along with the orders because they wanted to keep their job. And that's the way God's going to look at things. All your friends and family that willfully refuse to believe anything you said to them, refuse to do any research on their own, that willfully got the jab. I don't care if it was the first shot or all 10 of them at this point that they're doing. Do you really think that God's going to say, why would you allow another human being? Don't you think that God's going to look at them and just kind of question their fucking motives? I offered you a kingdom in heaven. All you had to do was keep that shit out of your system and believe in me and my one true son, Jesus Christ. That's all you had to do. Be penitent. There's another fucking word I can't say. Excuse my French, but you see where I'm going with this? We can't save everybody. And yeah, I'm starting to think and starting to truly believe now that this is all a show. And while everybody's freaking out when the power goes down, The only ones that are going to be celebrating are going to be us, because we know it's one step that has to be taken. And from there in, the military takes control. Now, if you're not already in a red state like Texas, and if, God forbid, you're up north someplace, say in New York, I got a little free advice for you. Build some kind of a wood burning stove, and make sure all the old people you know that are my age or older, when I say old, I mean 60 or older, make sure that they've got a wood burning stove, a way to burn wood this winter. Because I promise you, one of the places that's gonna freaking go down, and they'll sacrifice it, will be upstate New York, my old hometown. One of these days, if I ever get drunk enough, I'll tell you how I avoided probably being taken down by well, I can tell you now, real quick. Back in, I think it was 2012, maybe. It had to have been. So in the fall of 2012, Barry, and you can look this up, Obama was visiting my old high school in Syracuse, Henniger High School. And I had a buddy of mine that kept daring me. He had a ticket to go see it because he was in the, I'm not going to tell you what he is, but at that time, he had a job in the school system. And that's all I'm going to say. And he had arranged to get me a ticket. He was going to get me in there because he knew how much I fucking couldn't stand Barry, and how much I believed that Barry was somehow connected to Lucifer. And at the very last minute, I think something went wrong with my car. I was on my way there. I was going to go, and I was going to freaking, and I knew if I went that I was going to call him out. Thank God I didn't, because I probably would have ended up rotting somewhere in a DC jail, or been taken into custody by the FBI for calling him out. Who knows? All I know is, by the grace of God, I didn't end up going. So, hey, God, thanks for another beautiful day. Thanks for all the thoughts, good and bad, that come through my head, and all the experiences, good and bad. Thank you for the strength and the ability to still manage to walk to work. Thank you for the wisdom to know that that was the path I had to take when it came to my car breaking down. Thank you for a job here in Texas. Thank you for almost an entire year here in the greatest state in the Union. Thank you, God. I know there's people out there hurting right now. They're losing it. Please, God, help me to calm them down. If you can hear my voice, just ask God for help. But if you ask God for help, be willing to do the work when the opportunity presents itself. Please, God, protect and guide President Donald J. Trump, all the members of Q, the members of our military, our law enforcement, members of our EMS crews. Please awaken the teachers and educators throughout the world so that they will start teaching your word about family and good health and how to think for yourself critically. Please, and protect and guide all the members of Vets for Child Rescue, and help us unite together with all the good patriots in the world so that we can put on your full armor, pick up our swords of light and truth, and one sound voice defeat the dark forces of evil, to continue to prey upon the children of the world once and for all. Amen. Got to go. I'm almost out of time. God bless. Stay safe. And like I said, have faith in God, the plan, President Donald J. Trump, but mostly have faith in yourself. Later.